Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all smashing it. So today we're going to be doing just a little bit of a winter maintenance on the vehicle, the BMW E91 330D. Now there's a few things I've been wanting to do. The main one, which we'll go through, it's a little bit tricky. There's quite a lot of stuff that needs to come on. It's similar to the air filter video that I did. Is the CCV or PCV or whatever you want to call it. Basically it's the crankcase vent. Now I bought a spurious one of these, it cost me about 30 quid. Build quality didn't look too good, and the actual gaskets that came with it seemed a little bit plasticky, not very rubbery. So I've gone out and bought Febby Bilstein. Now the actual housing, which I'm not sure whether I'm actually going to need to replace, that was about 40 quid. And the filter itself, that was about 40 quid as well. So quite a bit more expensive, but it's a lot better brand. Now, the issues you might have with this is basically a bit of smoke, puff of smoke on your cold start up. Also, a bit of oil around your crankcase vent that goes into the, well, your breather that goes into your turbo, and you'll probably notice a bit of oil around your intercooler. Now it's something you're not really going to get rid of, but this should certainly help. Now one thing I wasn't aware of, obviously doing a bit of research, is the actual filter, this section on the earlier cars, they actually had like a paper filter. That was like a paper filter, so that should have actually been changed pretty much with your oil services, that kind of stuff. Now this is a more modern type. I think they call it a vortex type. It's basically like a plastic filter, so it shouldn't need changing, certainly not as often. Now apparently the way you can tell is basically looking at the bottom. You've got these two holes and you can't actually see like a paper filter. So I'm quite excited to change that. I'll do a cold start up on the car in a bit, because obviously I haven't used the car this morning. Took Freddie on the morning dog walk, so I used the F31. And the next modification, well, winter preventative maintenance we're going to be doing, is the glow plug control module. Now, in all fairness, I wish I'd done this when I'd done the glow plugs, done the swirl flaps, EGR delete, and I had the inlet off. You'll have a lot better access. Now, I'm going to try doing this with the inlet on, so it's probably going to be quite fiddly. It'll take me probably about twice as long as it'd do if the inlet was off, but it needs doing. Now, obviously I know the glow plugs are fine because I've replaced all them, decent glow plugs, but with the cold snap we've had and a little bit of snow, when I start the car in the morning, first thing, it turns over a couple of times, so it cranks probably about 3 or 4 times more than normal. And then when it does start, it runs a little bit lumpy, probably about 5 seconds. Give it a little bit of throttle, clears, and it runs normally. So that is definitely going to be the glow plug module. As I say, it's quite common on these. The one I've bought, I wanted to get, I think it's pronounced Brew one, which is a little bit more expensive. I think they're meant to be a better make, but for time and cost, I've basically gone and bought one of these ones, which is a Huco. I'm probably pronouncing that completely wrong. Got that off eBay. Now it was about 104 quid. I wanted to get a decent one from my local motor factors, but I couldn't find it listed anywhere. So the easiest way to do it was go on eBay, put in all my reg, car details, contact the seller, make sure it's the right one for the car. As I say, mine's a 330D M57 T2 engine. The one earlier, well, the later one with the anti-shudder valve, all that kind of stuff. But this is the one that I bought. So we'll crack on. I will give it a cold start. You can see the little puff of smoke. The end of this video, I'll give it a cold start, so I'll probably have to do that tomorrow with all of this on, and the crankcase breather. We'll see if it actually makes any difference. Also, I'd just like to say now, please hit that like and subscribe button, helps us out massively. We'll crack on, get this video done. So this is under the engine. Basically I've already got my engine cover off. Your actual CCV, let me get that right, valve, is just at the back. Let me get the torch on, just there. So that item there, just come into focus, that is your CCV. So in order to tackle that one, we're going to have to take off your airbox, top airbox cover, all your cabin filter, basically all this section, similar to what we did with doing the air filter, and I'm probably going to have to take off the strut mount brace as well. Now your actual glow plug module is, there's a little 10mm bolt just there, and you've got another one on the other side, but it's very difficult to show that at the minute. And you've got, there's basically two connectors right down at the bottom there. You can just see them under that like cream pipe there. So it's going to be quite a mission taking that out with the inlet on. I have seen a few people do it, so let's just give it a go. I think first of all, what I'm going to do is remove all of this top cowling, so all this section along here, to gain access to that. Might give me a little bit more access when I'm doing the glow plug control module, but we'll see. So I'll get all this off. Basically to do that, you've got a load of 8mm bolts along the top, which take your actual cabin filter off. Then after that, you've got a couple more bolts which hold this actual brace on. You've got a couple of E-sockets, which are these, and there's one in the middle. I'll tell you the exact sizes after I've done it. I think that one's an E40. I can't remember what that one is, but I've got all the sockets, so we'll go through all that once it's all off. So now with this, we've got the cabin filter removed. To remove this actual section here, we've just got to unclip the two sensors, one that side, one that side. The actual cable just clips in to these little sections there. Then you've got an 8mm there, and you've got one on the other side, and then this just actually rock up and come out. As I say, we've done a full fitment video on replacing the air filter. That will cover everything step by step, so please look back on our previous videos, give us a like, give us a subscribe. That'll show you the exact process. I'm just going to go through it quickly today because I want to get it done. So with that cowling removed, you can see obviously got a lot more access. Just for continuity, that is an E14, because we're going to have to take this off, this brace off. That one in there is an E18 socket. Now you can do them with a flat-sided socket. To be honest, I've just bought the correct ones because it's BMW, and you know, I'm working on it all the time, so I bought the correct socket. So this will have to come off. Obviously this cowling's going to have to come off. That'll give us access to the actual oil breather, CCV vent just there. There's only a couple of Allen bolts to remove them, and yeah, that'll be one task done. Then let's try and get this glow plug module done. So finally we actually have access to our breather here. Now in order to do this, I've basically taken both strut braces off. As I mentioned before, I've taken this back, to get that back cover out, there's two little 10mm bolts there which allow you to take the cowling out that the actual strut braces go into. Once you've taken that out, which looks like this, once you've got that out, that allows you to take the back cover off, just makes life easier. Taking the actual air filter housing off, you've got several E11 bolts. You've got one there, one there, one there, one there, and one down there. Now to take that one off, I've just used an 8mm socket. Gives you a bit better access. Now you can actually see got full access to the breather. So in order to do this, we'll have to take the Allen bolts. So you've got some 6mm bolts. What I'm just going to do first is give this area a quick hoover, just to get any dust and debris out, just so we don't get anything in the actual engine. So finally got the crankcase vent out. Now what is quite interesting with this one, certainly wasn't leaking. Not sure whether it's a standard part, but as you can see just there should be a filter. Now somebody's obviously done an oil service, or there was some form of an issue and they've just taken it out. They've not replaced it, so I think I'm going to be quite happy to actually get this one back in with the correct filter. Now, to be fair, it doesn't look too bad. There's not much oil, build up. I'm gathering there's going to be a no pressure build up because there's not really actually any filter in there. So I'm going to be quite happy to get this one changed. So we get the new one bolted in. To be fair, dead simple to remove. You've got your 1, 2, 3, 4 Allen key bolts, 6mm. Obviously this is going to need a bit of a clean up. That's where it goes. To be fair, that doesn't look awful. Obviously I'm going to clean up all the edges, give it a good clean, make sure it's nice, replace the gaskets, get the new one in, then we can crack on with this glow plug module. So I've got our new CCV valve in, and I've just been tackling the glow plug module. Now I don't know whether that shows, you can just see in there the bottom side of one of the connectors, and then you've got the other one which is just there. Now it is a struggle. I've had to disconnect the dipstick to take that 10mm bolt out. Managed to get the 2 connectors off, so I'm going to try and get that little 10mm bolt just there off, and then we've got another one around the other side. Can't really get the camera in on it, but hopefully I can get that out, get that swapped without taking the inlet off. So there we go, I've got the old one out. Can confirm it is doable with the inlet on, but it's not easy. To be fair, I'd just take the inlet off if I was doing it again. I don't know how I'm going to get this one back in. You've got no space. Now that's come out from down there, you can see all the pipe work. It's just a nightmare. Obviously I've had to disconnect the dipstick, a little 10mm bolt which is in there. That just allows you to kind of push that out of the way and kind of get your hand in there. But I'm going to try and get this new one back in, get it all reconnected. That connector's not too bad. It does just kind of pull off. This one, you've basically got a tab on either side. As you can see, two little notches. So that one is a nightmare getting off. But I managed it. So we'll get all this back on and we'll see what it's like on a cold start, and see if it smokes, and then I'll update you probably later on to see what it's like when we get a nice bit of cold weather. Hopefully this will just turn on the key. Right, so we've just got obviously the CCV valve done, and we've got the glow plug control module done. So I've just run a quick diagnostic on the car using the Autel Maxicom. Obviously the one we're interested in is the diesel electronics. So if I just click on that now, we'll see what the faults are. Now, these have been the common faults that I've been getting on the car. Obviously, you can see cylinder 1, glow plug activation, right the way down to cylinder 5. Communication with glow plug control unit. That's probably because we've had it disconnected today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase these codes. Obviously, I'm going to have to take it for a drive, so I'll probably do that tomorrow. I'll do a cold start on it as well, so we'll see how smoky it is. And hopefully that's fixed the problem, and it'll be starting nice and easily in the cold weather. So we'll just escape out of this. We'll go erase codes, show you this live. Yes, okay. So we'll read the codes again and we'll just see no faults detected. That's a good sign. So hopefully tomorrow after a drive, those codes will stay off. So let's see how we've done, see if that's sorted the problem. So this is the following day. I've done a cold start up on the car this morning, done a little video on that, had a look at it, and it does actually seem to be smoking a little bit less, which I'm a little bit surprised at, because obviously the filter wasn't blocked because there wasn't a filter in there, but it does seem to have made a difference. Now obviously it's about 12 degrees this morning, so I'm not going to be able to test whether the glow plug control module's done anything, but I'm pretty certain it has. So I'm just going to give it a quick Autel code read. So I've set this up. I'm just going to read the faults, because obviously I've been for a drive this morning, and if there is still an issue with the glow plugs, it's going to flash up on this. So I'll get all this started up and we'll just go through the codes. Right, so after running a diagnostic on it, you can actually see diesel electronics. We were getting, I think we had about 6 faults on that last time. Passed, no faults, so I've not had to erase anything. I'm quite happy with that. So we'll see how it fares on obviously a cold morning. I'm going to stick the cold start video on the exhaust just so you can see the difference. There's still a bit of smoke, but certainly not as much as it was. Hope you guys like this video. Hope it was helpful. It's always good to do a bit of winter preventative maintenance. I'm massively happy with getting that glow plug module done. Bit of a nightmare with the inlet on, but it is doable. And one piece of advice, check your CCV vent. If the filter's blocked, you'll be getting loads of smoke, and your engine's just gonna basically love you for it, really. Certainly if you're doing an oil change, I'd double check that. It's a bit of a faff, but if you're doing your filter as well, air filter, you might as well just double check it. So hope you like this video. Always give us a like and subscribe, helps us out massively, just to know you guys are liking the content, the videos, that kind of stuff. If you want us to do anything specific to the 330D M57 T2 engine, let us know. Hit us up in the comments and I'll see what I can do video wise. Yeah, I'm toying with a couple of other ideas, certainly with the N57, the F31 330D engine mods, but we'll show that in the next up and coming videos. So we'll catch you later.